Okay, so we are now in lesson 5, which is multiplication of fractions. So in this lesson, we have 3 categories. The first one is multiplying a fraction by a fraction. Now in multiplying a fraction by a fraction, we have 3 steps. The first one is to multiply the numerators. Second is to multiply the denominators. And the third one is express the answer in simplest form. So we have here an example. 3/4 times 8/9. So the numbers 3 and 8 is our numerators, while 4 and 9 is our denominators. So we will follow these steps here. Multiply the numerators. So we have 3 times 8 is 24. The second is multiply the denominators. So 4 times 9 is 36. So we have here the answer 24 over 36. 24 and over 36 can be expressed in simplest form. So we have to know their common factors. We have 12. So 24 divided by 12 is 2. And then 36 divided by 12 is 3. So 2/3 is our final answer. This is the simplest form of 24 over 36. Now we have another example. We have 1/2 times 3/5. Again, 1 and 3 are our numerators, and 2 and 5 is our denominators. So 1 times 3 is equals to 3. 2 times 5 is equals to 10. Now, can this be expressed in simplest form? No, because 3 over 10 is in simplest form already. So we won't be following the third step. Now, let's proceed to the second one. We have multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So, we have here the steps. Express the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. Second is to multiply the numerators, then the denominators. And the last one is express the answer in the simplest form. Okay, so we have here another example. So 1/3 or 1/3 times 5. Now it says here to express the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So we have 1/3 times here, okay, 5 with a denominator of 1. So we have 1/3 times 5/1. Next is to multiply the numerators. Okay, so 1 times 5 is 5. Then the denominators. 3 times 1 is 3. Now the answer is already in the simplest form. So we will proceed to the third and last step. Alright, so the third and last one is to multiply a fraction by a mixed number. So we have here the steps. To express the mixed numbers as improper fraction, multiply the numerators then the denominators, then express the answer in the simplest form. So we have here 4 and 1/4 times 3/5 or 3/5. Now, 4 and 1/4 is our mixed number. So we will be expressing this one into an improper fraction. Okay. So to make this an improper fraction, we will multiply the whole number and the denominator, which is 4 times 4 is 16, plus the numerator. So 16 plus 1 is 17. So we have here 17. Then we will copy the denominator. So 4 and 1/4, if we convert it into a improper fraction, it will become 17 over 4. Okay. So 17 times 3, it says here to multiply the numerators. So 17 times 3 is 51. Multiply the denominators. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so we have here our product. It is 51 over 20. So to express this into a simplest form, we have to convert this one into a mixed number. So how do we do it? We will be dividing this 2. So 51 as our dividend, and 20 our denominator as divisor. Okay, so we have here 21 divided by 20. So how many 20s are there in 51? So we have 2. We will put the number 2 here above the 1. So 2 times 20 is 40. 51 minus 40 is 11. Okay. So our quotient here, the number 2, our quotient will be our whole number. Our remainder as numerator. And our divisor, or our denominator here, will also be our denominator in the mixed number. Okay? So 51 over 20, when expressed to simplest form and convert into a mixed number, will be 2 and 11 over 20. Alright, so now that we have finished discussing multiplications of fractions, I have here a method in which you can use in teaching your students multiplication of fractions or fractions in general. So I have CRA method, in which C means concrete. This is the use of physical objects to model problems. So in teaching your students, you as a teacher will be using manipulatives to make the learning and teaching process much easier. In representational, students move from manipulatives to drawings in this stage. So your students will be making use of drawing to represent their understanding with your discussions. And in abstract, this is the stage people typically think of with math, algorithms, and equations. So from manipulatives to drawings, there is also a transition in which, in abstract, you will be using numbers. So your students will now be handling numbers, number problems, okay? In this type of method, the lessons will be much easier to learn. Also, as there is manipulatives involved, there will be also fun while learning. So those are the 3 categories and the method or strategy you can use in teaching multiplications of fractions. Bye!